Hi, this is Nicole Shore, and I'm going to talk to you today about teaching strategies for independent learning in the general education classroom. When I'm in the classroom, I'm going to talk about what I'm going to do about encouraging self-awareness, self-advocacy, and self-determination. For self-awareness, I'm going to talk about self-awareness, about feelings in the classroom. I'm discussing feelings, journaling about feelings or whatever is on their minds, and help students work through emotions that are difficult for them throughout the year. Um, Self advocacy, we're gonna, when noticing something that the whole classroom may not be speaking out on, or an individual, I'll bring it up in class about how to speak up for them as an example to the class, so that way they can see and be open with them, so they can see how they can talk up and say that it's okay for them to talk to me about a certain whatever. If they need to say, hey, Miss Shore, could you please dim the lights a little bit? I can't see that. Or can you write a little bit bigger? Or can you use a different marker or something like that? Um, Also, self-determination. I would like to talk as a class for examples that come up in classwork, if we're talking in the work that comes up in readings, situations that come up in school, or individuals that are open to talk about situations that have happened in the classroom or to them personally. How will I be effective in teaching independent learning strategies in my classroom in the elementary? I will be setting expectations right up front. I will be setting them high. Routines will be at the top of my list as well. I know you can't always stick to them, but I want to have them up front. Also, if there are hiccups in them, like if there are things that are going to change, like it's picture day, or there's going to be some kind of meeting or something like that, I want to let the kids know ahead of time things are going on. I want everything like the routine, the schedule up front, for so the kids know what time what happens and what to expect. And I want it to be same all the time, so that way they know what's going on, not to be surprised. Um, to use clue words when I'm talking, um, like to say, like example would be like oh, we're getting ready to do reading now. Let's put our pencils away, or let's get our pencils out, or just like a transition setting where that they know that we're getting ready to do something different. I'm going to give clear directions on what's going to, not like, oh, well, let's see. I think right now we might decide to, I'm going to give short, clear instructions in the same way every day. And maybe like put have it on the board already, like what page they're going to, or have the book open on the board, like on the screen or whatever, so they know where exactly they're going. So they're not everybody saying what page, what page, what page. It'll be all right in front of them. Um, Scaffolding would be a key to independent learning, so that way they will get feedback to learning how to be independent and learning how to do that, and then hopefully get to the independent learning and going from there. Along the way, coaching the independent learning and learning from mistakes from that. So here are some examples of successful learning strategies. First is an example for word recognition and reading fluency strategy. Um, First would be to circle prefixes or suffixes in the word, then underline the vowel sound, then say each part, and then say each part fast, and then make the real word. A vocabulary strategy would be to teach common morphemes and number morphemes, and then meanings of prefixes and suffixes, so that way they understand what the common morphemes morphemes and the prefix and suffixes, because that could give a huge clue to what the words mean, even if they don't know what the root word means. If they know parts of the word, then that would help them, or they know what this part word of the word what means and what this part of the word means. They can put it together and actually understand what the word means. Or if they know what the root word means, maybe the other clues can help them figure it out, and then look at context clues around the word. So it may not even be the word. They know how to read the word, but they don't understand it, but they can understand the words around it, and they know what they're talking about. So maybe they can kind of guess that of what the word might be, and then keep on going reading to help them with their vocabulary if they're reading on their own. Um, Reading comprehension strategy, the PARS reading strategy. P would be to preview what you're getting ready to read. A, ask yourself any questions that you think that you might have before you read it, to kind of like preview what you might have any questions about, what what you think might be going on. Or actually read your section or chapter or whatever you're reading in your book or whatever you're reading, and summarize what you've read. Listening and note-taking strategy, I picked SLANT, and S is sit up, L is lean forward, A is activate your thinking, N is name key information, and T is track the talker. In my school, the kids have a hard time with all of this. So actually have a veteran teacher that uses this, and I thought she made it up, but it was actually in our book, so I think it's been around for a long time. She uses a lot of things that I think is from when she first started teaching, and she still remembers them. She tells me lots of stories that she remembers that she learned in school when she first learned how to teach, and this is one of those. So it obviously works. She still uses it. Writing strategy, POW and TREE. POW is pick my idea, organize my notes, write and say more about that idea, and then write a topic sentence about your idea. Write 3 reasons or more about your topic sentence, and then explain each reason. So there'll be more reasons, or explaining about your 3 reasons, and then your closing or ending about what you wrote about. Um, Strategies for problem solving in math. STARS. Search. So you're going to search your word problem, and this is for word problems. So you would search your word problem. I personally have the kids read through it and either highlight or circle or underline important information. Sometimes there's information that you don't even use. So circle numbers or information that's important. Then you translate, trying to figure out what you need to do, the operation that you need to use, if you need to draw a picture, if you need to draw it out or make a graph, if you need to figure out a problem to a math problem, add, subtract, multiply, divide, come up with your answer, and then review it to see if it makes any sense. Use common sense to see if it makes sense. And then strategies for making or managing time and resources. So I've gotten some suggestions from teachers, since I'm a para, of things to use that I plan on using. And one is the Remind app. So you can be in touch with parents and students. Well, not so much students, but the more the parents. But it's so the students can have information at home. And that can be for good things. like sending pictures home or telling the parents that so and so did so well at school or so and so had a hard time today, or to give them spelling lists for the day, or this is what's going on this week at school. You can have access back and forth with the parents without them giving their cell phone number to you, and vice versa. I also plan on using spellingcity.com for spelling words. It also allows you to print out stuff so that you can have handwriting things, whether it's printing or cursive, printed out so they can practice it that way. And you can do online testing for them and practice. Symbaloo is a page that you can set up for your class. So they can use one screen to have all what they're allowed to use in the classroom for websites. And then Google Classroom, which I don't know, I kind of know how to use, but I plan on researching that this summer and taking some classes that I found out are free to be able to use that for my classroom for my students. What I will do to ensure that all my students in my class learn to use these strategies independently, I will teach by example. I won't expect anything from them that I would not do. I will guide them at first. I will use scaffolding. I hope to use a student guidance so that way if they aren't seeming to understanding it for me, maybe if somebody else is understanding it, one of their classmates, and they're willing to help, maybe their friend might be able to help them. And then hopefully they'll be able to work independently. I will continually be monitoring them and giving them feedback and hopefully help them grow and be able to work even more independently as the year goes on. Thank you.